Everyone, it's a warm day. uh, CP sir has given you an overall scenario of crime in the city. I will only tell a few highlights. The year 2020 was a mixed bag experience for all of us. While the society and all of us were reeling under the effect of the pandemic, as sir has told, as compared to the year 19, in 21 we saw a 21% reduction in crime. Even if we see with respect to 2020, there was a decline of 11.6% in overall crime. There has been certain marginal increase in certain areas, as sir has told, notable being murder for gain, attention diversion, and automobile theft. The Crime in India report, which sir was talking about, which was published in the year 2021, and it talks about crime in the entire country in the year 2020. So, in the 19 large cities in the country, sir was talking about all cities. Even if we look at the 19 large cities in the country, Hyderabad was 18th. That is, we were just one in the above the last year. And even places and cities much smaller with much lesser population than us, like Kanpur and Jaipur, had higher crime rates than Hyderabad. When we compare ourselves to the three cities in the south, for example, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Bangalore, because if we look at the regional thing, if we compare ourselves to Bangalore and Chennai, the overall crime rate in Hyderabad is 233 as compared to 401 in Bangalore and 1937 in Chennai. So the crime rate, even in our regional area, if you look at the regional thing, we are much lower than our neighboring areas. If we look at the grave and the violent crimes, as per the data of Crime in India, for example, the murder rate. The murder rate in Hyderabad is 0.9. In Bangalore, it is 2.1, and Chennai 1.7. Safety of women has been a priority of the government of Telangana and Hyderabad city, and we are ranked 8th in comparison to the 19 big cities which we were talking about. In major heads, like sir told, whether it is dowry murder, dowry death, and kidnapping, we have seen a decline in crime. There has been an increase of reporting of cases of harassment and outraging of modesty. But we in Hyderabad City Police feel that this is a healthy trend, and we encourage this because we feel this is because of the increased awareness and increased trust in our policing system. As far as an increase in the rate of crime, rape is concerned, sir had already told you about. Out of the 328 cases reported, only 7 incidents were with unknown people. Remaining all cases are through known people in your circle of trust. So it is through you, I would like to appeal to all the women that they have to be very careful whom they trust in their life. Also in these 228 cases were against minors, that is the POCSO. And in these cases, 75% of these cases are for girls who are in age between 15 and 18. You can realize what could be the reason for these cases, and therefore an education and awareness for our girls we are doing from our side, but it is as much as we can do, and I appeal to all of you to help us in creating awareness about this issue. A notable achievement has been our conviction rate. As sir has told, from 41% in 2019, it is 81% in this year, Even if we take the overall conviction rate, including compromise, quashing, everything we took, even then it is more than 50%. 3,240 cases ended in conviction, and 4,532 accused were given punishment by the courts. As you all know, ultimately justice is done when an accused gets punishment, and this is actually the biggest deterrent. 11 persons were given life imprisonment in 10 different cases. We have cases in which people have been convicted even for 25 to 30 years. Now this has been possible because an emphasis, one, on improvement in quality of investigation, and secondly, putting in place mechanism to ensure that the trial is monitored by at the senior most level in the city police. One of the areas, and which we all know, where the crime has been showing an increasing and a rapid increase in trend is in the cyber crime. We always used to say that cyber crime is the crime of the future, but unfortunately it is a hard reality for us. From 1,379 cases in 2019, today we have 5,646 cases. There has been almost a 55% increase in cyber crimes, and the reasons we all know, since the entire life and lifestyle has now shifted onto the online platform. Most of these cases happen due to lack of awareness and exercise of caution by the user. On part of Hyderabad city, we have taken certain initiatives last year under the guidance of CP, so as to ensure that there is an ease for the complainants. The first being that in this year, registration of cyber crimes was started in all law and order police stations. In every police station, the staff has been trained to investigate cyber crime. You know, till previous year, there was only one single cyber crime police station in the CCS where all cases were investigated. But because of the volume and because of the ease for the public, now it is registered in each and every police station. A second major step has been the implementation of the helpline. I would like to tell you the number of the helpline, and I hope that you will publicize it. 155260. This is a nationwide helpline through the portal, the CFCF RMS portal. Now, any citizen who is a victim of a financial cyber crime can call up this helpline number. And when you call up this helpline number, immediate steps are taken so that the amount is frozen in the concerned bank. It is a national wide portal. It has link to all the banks everywhere. In this year itself, since this portal started, 3,743 complaints have been received, and close to 1 crore rupees we were able to freeze in the bank accounts so that the victims do not suffer. Every year, and we all know that the criminals always keep coming up with new ideas, with new methods, and new ways in which to cheat the public. Through you, I would like to just share a couple of most important MOs which have come to light, so as to educate the public of what they should not do or what they should be wary of. When we looked at the financial cyber crimes, we find that 45% of these crimes are basically the UPI fraud. UPI fraud meaning when a QR code comes to you, you are asked to scan that code, saying that if you scan that code, you will receive some money. Because of lack of awareness and knowledge, a large number of citizens start scanning that code, and once you scan that code, actually money goes from you and doesn't come back. I would like to appeal to the public that scanning of code is only required when you have to make a payment, not to receive the money. So please, if anybody asks you to scan a code saying you will receive money if you scan the code, please do not do that. Another important, almost 15% of our cases in cybercrime are the famous OTP frauds. We all know about the OTP frauds, but even then, so many people are falling prey to this modus operandi, wherein they ask you to share your OTP. Once the OTP is shared, money is taken out from your account. So again, to the public, the banks or any financial institutions never ask for the OPT. So please do not share your OTP with anyone. Another emerging which we are seeing these days is the fake customer care. What happens is that whenever you have any issue, we start looking at the customer care number. And what do? We Google. We do not go to the website of the company. For example, if an XYZ company product is there and you want some customer care, or you have some issue, so you should actually first go to the site of the company and then look for their customer care number. We don't do that. We search the Google asking for a customer care number. In that, a number of times, fake customer care numbers, fraudsters put on it. When you use that customer care number, call them up, again you are defrauded in paying some money. So, request to the public, please go to the website of the company from where you need services, and in that website look for the customer care number and not Google search for a customer care number. We are also seeing that a large number of victims of cybercrime are the elderly. The pandemic and everything has now forced most of the people to do, the elderly not going out of the houses, and so they are also shifting to using the cyber world for their small things, whether it is bank or anything. But they are more gullible because they do not have much knowledge about safety, and therefore through you I would like to appeal to the families, to their children and grandchildren, that whenever you are gifting a smartphone to your elderly, please also tell them what are the safety tips to be followed. Also, you can go to the website of Hyderabad City Police as well as our cybercrime to know about do's and don'ts. Last year, you are all aware about the major online gaming and loan apps case which City Police had busted. A large number of people were involved, including some foreign nationals. But once we had busted for a few months, there was a lull in the activity. But just like the head of the Ravana, we are again seeing an emergence of these loan apps. And in the last 15 days, 5 more cases of loan app have been registered, almost involving initially now 46 more loan apps. So again, as we had requested last year, please do not download these loan apps and try to take these loans which are without any collateral security. They are only a way to trouble you. Similarly, another thing which has come to light, again app-based, is the investment fraud. In this, we already have 162 complaints regarding this, involving almost 7.48 crores as of now. 18 people have been arrested. Again, in this, it is almost a similar modus operandi, where they ask you that even if they first ask you to pay a very small amount, say about 100 rupees, and they say within one day it will turn to 200, so you get 200. You pay 500, you get 1000. And that is how they lure you to put more money. And once you put your more money, it never comes back. So we have to be careful of where we should always remember that there are no free lunches and nothing comes like that. Why would anybody double your money in a day? It's just not possible. We have also come to know in a neighboring state about another online gaming thing which has started, in which there is a use of cryptocurrencies now. We all are these days investing in cryptocurrency is something where a large number of people are going into. where you are, that is a new in thing, that you start investing through cryptocurrencies. Now in this also there are people who are defrauding. Already 16 cases have been registered in the CCS involving cryptocurrency. Here also they ask you to share your cryptocurrency details, and once you put it in your wallet, then the money is taken away. Therefore, it is a request to all the public that if you are going to be using or investing to cryptocurrency, please go only to the reputed and long established players in this field. In the traditional crimes, one or two important things which we would like to tell the public is, as sir just said, there is an increase in servant thefts. We have seen that a lot of dependence comes on the servants. Many times people belonging to different states or even to the neighboring countries work as servants, and then after gaining trust, and they don't even do in 1 day, 2 days, they live with you even for months, and then one day they just escape with all the booty. We had quite a few cases like that. So we request everyone that the Hawk Eye app of the city police provides for servant verification. So it is requested that whenever you are engaging a servant, please get that verification done through the Hawk Eye app of Hyderabad City Police. Another recent case, MO which is coming to light is when you drop your check in the drop box. Many of us, although now we do online, but many a times we drop a check in the drop box of a. So what is happening is that those are getting thefted, and once they are thefted, the accused, they create a bank account in the name on which you have drawn the check and quickly withdraw the money. For that, we have already taken up one with the bank authorities to ensure that all these drop boxes are tamper-proof. But in the meantime, we also request the public to ensure that if you are dropping a check in any drop box, make sure that you have written in such a way and crossed the empty places so that there is no way of tampering with what you have written. Sir has already talked about narcotics, and so I will not repeat, but because of the focus and the need for the society, city police is all geared up for doing narcotics, and during this year we have already booked 246 cases with 2,000 plus kilos of ganja being seized, and also hash oil seized by the city police. Operation Muskaan is a pan-India program to rescue children, and this year 857 boys and 53 girls have been rescued. As all of us faced the pandemic, and you know that just like you, city police and all police was also on the front line. In order to take care of our own personnel, under the guidance of CP, certain initiatives were taken. One was a new 10-bedded facility was added to our Amberpet hospital. Secondly, an isolation ward for the families and police personnel who get affected by corona was created at Petla Burj. And third, we started an online telecall consultation facility for each and every employee who got affected by corona. As far as She Teams and Bharosa are concerned, these are flagship programs of the government of Telangana, and we take pride in being the pioneer, Hyderabad city being pioneer in implementing these programs. This year, as I said, has been tough for us and at times more tougher for women. So as to ensure that our counseling services are not hampered during this period, the Bharosa Center started with virtual counseling facility, so that even in the victims, if they were not able to come to the Bharosa Center, they did not need to suffer. We are, even though now we have opened, the center never closed down, but even now that there is no lockdown, but still we are continuing with this blended model wherein we have both the physical counseling as well as the telephonic or the video counseling happening. You are aware of the Safe City project, 282 crores project of the Government of India, under which various things are being initiated. The one important being another Bharosa Center, which has already under construction and reached first floor in the south. We are going to start 13 counseling centers so that the women do not have to come all the way to only our Bharosa Center and have a counseling center which is closer. There will be 108 Pelican signals. Then 4,000 cameras being installed in the tri-commissionerates, in the RTC depots, etc. For the SHE teams, 27 new bikes were added so as to improve their response time and their mobility in the public. We have conducted 2 exclusive Job Connect programs only for women, in which more than 10,000 women seekers came, and on the spot about 1,600 jobs were provided. We are adding AV vans, and another important component, as Sir mentioned, was the joining of large number of women constables into our fold, and to make sure that they are empowered. The CP, Sir, was very, very particular that these girls should be performing all types of duties in all verticals of city police, and they have been especially trained under his guidance. And you would often see now girls in our patrolling vehicle doing guard duties, serving summons, working petition inquiries in everything. I think Raja Venkat Reddy has some video on the women empowerment. I would like him to show that, and I end this with hoping that this year will remain, that the next year is safe for all of you and your family. Thank you.